Well, really proud of the guys. We've talked about comparing this to the Riverside, Kentucky week, where we had a UC Riverside game prior to Kentucky, and now we had a Santa Barbara game prior to an Ohio State matchup. And very similar weeks, very similar situations in that leagues and that kind of thing, playing BCS schools on the weekend. So we had to do some things to get past both, and we did that in those two games, and now we've accomplished this one tonight. I thought we had really good energy to start with. We were extremely efficient offensively. Defensively, we were much better defending the three tonight. We did much better at that. Now in chasing them off, we let the board play get away from us in the second half, but we had 10 blocks, so I guess we got to start working on rebounding our own blocks because they probably got all their blocks back, and those are offensive rebounds. So you can always find stuff, but 27 assists, 8 turnovers, just a lot of fun watching this team and coaching this team. And we move on now. We got a very major test, our third Big Ten team coming up Saturday.
You've had 4 triple-doubles in the history of UCLA. Tonight you almost had 2. How cognizant were you and the guys of that, and was there any lobbying going on to keep these guys in the game and get that done?
No, we don't. I'd like to say we pay attention to that, but we don't. And it all centers around our guys being they're selfless. So I'm not going to leave guys in to get, something in a 40-point game with 3 minutes to go. I think we took TJ out with 4. We took Lonzo out shortly after that, and Lonzo hadn't had a break the whole half. So you're looking at 33 and 30 minutes in a 40-point game. That may come later, it may not. But you know what? 25, 10, and 8, 13, 10, and 7, 40-point win. That's pretty good production.
Coach, what are you looking for when your team gets up that high? I mean,
it's hard. I'm a coach, but I'm also a former player. So I've been in games like this. And I've had coaches barking at me and barking at my teammates to get in a stance, get a defensive stop, do what we're supposed to do defensively. And that is a lot of coach talk as a player. Sometimes that can get hard to do when you're in a game that has gotten to the level that this one has. Now, I'll give our guys credit. We gave up 30 the first half, 32 the second. They shot 38 the first half, 25 the second. So, the backboard got away from us, but defensively, all in all, if you look at numbers, they look pretty good. And then offensively, it's off the chain again. So I thought EK was tremendous inside. I thought GG made some progress tonight. So we've been fortunate. When EK was out, we were able to get Tom going and GG some minutes. And now Tom's been out for a few games, hoping to get him back for the weekend. And I think it's been good for GG and EK. They've grown and matured in the last couple games. So that's good. If we can get this front line healthy, we're just going to add to the weapons that we have. But to win, 2 games, score in the hundreds, win by 20 in one, win by 40 in the other, and not have Tom Welsh, that's encouraging because he's a big part of what we do, both offensively and defensively.
Leaf's skill around the basket for a freshman and his size, how impressive is that? Just the variety of things he can do and do well.
Oh, it's impressive, and he's playing at a high level right now. And I think he gained, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, I just thought he gained an awful lot of momentum coming out of the Nebraska game. I think that was really the first big school that had bodies that kind of matched ours, and he saw what he could do. And I just remember him saying, hey, I get this. I know what I can do. And really from that game on, not that he was, not very good before that. He was doing a lot of good things before that. But I just think it triggered an extra boat of confidence for him of doing it against high-level players, high-level athletes. And he is a high-level athlete. I mean, he is not just skilled, but he's athletic. He's a great ball fake guy. He does a really good job with pass fakes, shot fakes. Not a lot of stretch fours, getting 8 assists, 1 turnover. He just knows how to make the right. I told him I thought the play of the game was Aaron Holiday got a steal, full court, and saved the ball, and TJ had a wide open shot. And TJ's like, no, this guy just stole us a possession, so he should benefit for him. And he threw it to Aaron in the corner. Aaron missed it. TJ got it back to Aaron. That's the kind of selfless plays that this team is starting to just create. That's fun. It's fun to watch. It's obviously fun to coach, and TJ has a lot to do with that.
Has the team started to notice national attention? I mean, at the beginning of the season, people say UCLA might be good. Now it's like, wow, they're getting noticed. You feel that in the locker room at all of the players?
I haven't noticed it in them. I mean, obviously, whether it be the attention that we're getting nationally, and we've had some, obviously national media in here to cover us and do stories on us and, that kind of thing. But I haven't noticed – our guys just don't seem like that matters to them. You've got Isaac and Bryce, who I think have done a really good job with leading and keeping everybody grounded and making sure they know, hey, next game, and this is what it's going to be like. Because those two guys, plus Tom and obviously Aaron as a freshman, those are the guys that have been through a neutral game. They've been through a road game like Rupp. They've played in home games where, like we had on the board, Monmouth beating Memphis, today. Those are things that are just constant reminders that there's so much parity in college basketball. You have to get better. And we know that now we're 80 minutes away from conference. So we have to take advantage of all the minutes that we have to get better, and I think we do that. And the freshmen are just so grounded. It's not like – I don't think they're ever concerned. They've been exposed at such a young age with AAU and their high school that – they're kind of unfazed when all of a sudden it's media or national media, local media. I don't think that attention – I'm not saying it doesn't matter because everybody likes attention, but it doesn't seem to get them thinking differently. We had a lot of attention since Kentucky and Michigan, a lot of attention. And I didn't see any difference tonight in playing Santa Barbara and how we went about it.
Are you looking forward to going to the Pac-12 venue of the Pac-12 tournament and getting a kind of an early look at what that will be like?
Yeah, I think, the scheduling has worked out well. It's our fourth neutral game, which is always big. We're 3-0 neutral and 1-0 on the road. So anytime you get wins away from home, that's why this is a big game, to try to get another win away from home before league play starts. But then we'll be able to look back on this because we've been in that building. Because when Pac-12 tournament happens, you only get a shoot in that building, and that's if the time works out maybe a half hour because you have so many games going on, so many teams going on, and we hope we're not in a play-in game. So if you're not in the play-in game, you're even limited more to the amount of time you get in this, and it's a new arena. So to be able to – we'll practice there Friday. We'll get to play there Saturday. So I think that's good for us down the road before we get to Pac-12 tournament.
How much film you've seen yet, but what are you expecting to see from Ohio State?
Yeah, I haven't seen any. It's Coach Bruce scout, so he'll start filling me in tonight. But I always move forward after the night, after we complete our play of our next game. So I'll go to that tonight, and he'll brief me on it, and then we'll meet again in the morning. We have a noon practice, and then I think a 4:30 flight tomorrow, and we'll do a lot of work tomorrow as a staff as well. But Big Ten, we've played Nebraska, we've played Michigan. I think they'll probably have more of a post present than what Michigan have. Big guards, athletic guards. Brew was telling me 6'8" 3-man, and a 6'5" undersized 4. So that's a little different, So we've seen different styles, different makeups of teams, and we've handled that. But here comes another big test before we get to conference season. So it's got the makings of a great game. I think they want to play up tempo, and we obviously like playing that way. So, but other than that, I don't know a whole lot about them yet.
This was billed as kind of a showcase game before the season, but they lost to Florida Atlantic at home recently. Does that take a little bit of the luster off the matchup?
No, not at all. And that'll be the things we tell our team is that they're really they're only 2 possessions and about 10 seconds from being 10-0. I think they're 8-2. They might be 9-2. I think they're 8-2 if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry if I am. But I know they got 2 losses. Florida Atlantic, they lost, I think, in overtime, last play of the game. And they had Virginia beat at Virginia. And competing against Virginia and getting a win at Virginia is extremely difficult. And they had them beat. They lost it in the last minute of that game. So they're more closely to a 10-0 record than they are an 8-2 record. So, no, this is a very good team, well-coached team, dangerous team. A lot of guys back from last year, a lot of vets on this team. So we're going to have to play one of our better games of the year.